In this video, we're going to be looking at how we can apply visual models to achieve full data coverage. Visual models are a mechanism to visualize and represent your data scenarios that you require in your systems. You can come into a visual model, you can draw out the different data scenarios, and then you can use these to populate your back-end data sources. Using visual models allows you to get a deep level of understanding of your data requirements. This is nearly an impossible task using existing tools on the market, which only apply surface level coverage or are driven from production driven knowledge. Models provide the fastest access to achieve high quality data coverage across your systems. Okay, so we are in enterprise test data, and here we are looking at a database in Postgres we have for a banking system. And what we'll see is that we've got various tables. We can come in here and we can view an entity relationship diagram, give us a better overview. And what we'll see is that we've got 6 tables here. We have credit cards, accounts, customers, account holders, transactions, and we also have ATM machines, which are linked to the transactions as well. And what we've done is we've set up a data activity which has various rules and parameters assigned to the customers and accounts table. And we'll see in here we've got different data generation functions along with some parameterized types here. Now, from an initial perspective, we can come in and we can generate flat data into the database. So we've got 3 fields parameterized, a date of birth, a type of account, and a limit on the account. We can come off and we can hit execute. We could add different parameters in here, but this has created one row, and this has populated our data inside our database. Now, for us, populating one row at a time doesn't really help us achieve coverage of our underlying process. In this particular case, we want to map out an account being approved and the type of account they get based off of different scenarios. So here what we've done is we've created a model to represent those different scenarios. So if the person is over 18, they go down a specific route. If they're under 18, they're only allowed to have a junior savings account. If they're over 18, we look at various factors like their annual income, their employment status, their existing debts, the requested credit limit they're looking for, their credit score, and based off of what route they come down, they either end up rejected for the credit card, in which case they are assigned a current account only, or they end up approved. We calculate their limit, their credit limit, and we go through and they assigned a credit card. Now, what we're doing here is we're also generating data, and we're going to populate the parameters and the variables that we are setting throughout our model into the database as we go through. So now we're moving from just one linear path or scenario being embedded in our data to thinking about lots of different data journeys and different scenarios we can have across our system, which ultimately end up in our data. Once we have this model, we can hit the generate button. What this does is it generates different paths through the model which represent different data scenarios. We can drive this based on different coverage algorithms and different criteria to focus on specific areas. Here we have 69 different paths. What this means is we can now go out and we can publish these 69 paths into our backend database. And what this is going to do is go through each row and populate the specific data scenario inside our data tables. Now what we'll see is our job is complete, and what we now have against all of our records is data has been created. Now if we come back to our table and do a refresh here, let's scroll down. What we'll see is that we have all our different credit limits and also our different account types we've been created across the different scenarios that we modeled out here. So this is how we can use models to represent data scenarios, which can then ultimately be used to drive data coverage across the relevant tables that we select. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to learn more, visit curiositysoftware.ie.